Hello, it's been a while, guys. As of editing this, it's literally been a month since the first part of this video, so I have a great schedule. I wasn't really planning on doing a part 2, but... So yeah, just a few requests. If you want to know why it took so long to make these videos, it's because, I'm lazy, I guess, I don't know. But enough waiting, the video is finally coming out. Without further ado, let's begin.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
We begin right where we left off. Going to room where Honey Bottoms, we have to go assault some police officers, I guess. Let's be honest, Cuphead's done worse. Not gonna lie here, Spreadshot's actually a pretty solid weapon for these first few phases. It's really good at murdering those depressed bees, like, seriously dude, why are they so sad? The rest of this fight will be covered by my friend Skycake, because he's clearly the expert at this, given that this fight took him 100 plus attempts.
As the resident expert on how hard Rumor Honey Bottoms is, I would say she's not too hard. I mean, she only took me 100 plus attempts before obviously beating her in my first try. But I can't imagine how hard Spreadshot would make this.
Alright, you done?
No, I think I'll stay for a little bit longer. I mean, I still got time. I don't got anything else to do.
But this is my video.
I mean, come on. You can be at least a little bit hospitable to your guests, right?
What do you mean hospital? What? This is a what? This is a video.
I mean, still, manners still apply, right?
No. Yeah, you know what? Get out. Get out. You know what? Bye. All right, now that he's gone, let's continue on with the video. Now we're gonna move on to the funky World War II rat. This run was really just the same as it always is. This boss isn't really affected by the fact I'm using Spreadshot, so it was pretty easy. Yeah, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, it's been literally 2 weeks since my last upload, and I'm kind of sorry about that. I've had a lot of school recently, and I just didn't really have the motivation to continue this, but I'm back at it now, so let's see how long that lasts. As I'm sure you guys know, editing takes the longest and by far the most boring part of it all. Also, I'm very sleep deprived while editing this. Now we're going to move on to the first run and gun. This was pretty easy, it only took me like a few attempts. It's really no different from the actual run and gun. I was definitely pretty rusty at Cuphead though, because I got hit a few more times than I usually would. This video is going to be longer and less edited as you guys voted on, which kind of surprised me because I expected you guys to vote for shorter, more edited, but you guys wanted longer and less edited, so I can do that. Also, side note, what are these like orange glob monsters supposed to be? I legit have no idea. I swear, a lot of the Cuphead enemies are like little gremlins that are so unbelievably cursed, and then some of them look pretty normal. I think it just depends on who you ask, though. Now it's time for Dr. Kahl's robot. Now, if you look at Chalice over there, I'm actually using her Spreadshot attack because so many of you actually asked me to do it, because the first time around I was stupid, forgot about it, but yeah. I'm using it now, so stop yelling at me in the comments. Fun fact, I actually had to beat this one twice because the first time my recording corrupted, I think. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just dumb. Also, while we're here, comment your favorite Cuphead boss. I think mine's Jimmy the Great because of his final phase. It's just so cool. All in all, Dr. Kahl's robot was actually pretty easy. It just took a few attempts. Now it's time to move on to Captain Brineybeard. While on the topic of Brineybeard, let me just show you guys an image here and see what you think of this. So, we're gonna talk about this? That seems, that's kind of sus, I don't know. For those of you who don't know, this is from the Cuphead show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it already, where have you been? It's like, it's a really good show, you need to watch it. I honestly thought the last phase would be a problem, but as you can see here, it was pretty easy. So yeah, just kind of bullied a boat, a talking boat. Are you sure this isn't some sort of kid show? Because the only time inanimate objects talk are in kid shows. What am I doing with my life? Now it's time to go move on to Cala Maria, the sussy lady I was talking about earlier. I hate throwing around that word sus so casually, but that's like the one word that accurately describes that. After beating Cala Maria so many times and different other challenges, it's actually pretty easy, even with the Spreadshot playing ability. Didn't really affect it, just made it longer. I will say this though, I think the plane levels are significantly harder than any of the other normal levels, but maybe that's because I have more experience on the normal levels. I don't know. The second phase was kind of crazy due to all the eels that I had to dodge, but all I did was kill them and then go for her. It was a lot easier that way. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the hitbox is only on her face, so that's kind of annoying. At least I get to say I got to punch a woman in the face. Funny, haha. I don't edit at good times, so I'm always just tired when I edit these. Anyway, the last phase isn't really worth mentioning. It was pretty damn easy. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Sally Stageplay. Another woman that I have to beat up. Just like Cala Maria, this one only took me one attempt. When this actor learned to teleport and fight, like, what? Also, I'm aware here that you can actually kill her husband if you lower the things on her. I was considering doing that, but decided against it because I'm lazy. What can I say? Moving on to the second phase here, it was pretty easy. It wasn't really any different from the first phase. I just shot somebody. It also was a lot easier to grab Chalice's second super, which is just kind of OP. It's just a better invincibility. Also, side note here, I'm considering doing the DLC, but that would be a pretty short video. So if you guys have any ideas what I should combine that with, or just do the DLC video, let me know in the comments. After thoroughly murdering this woman, we move on to the final phase where I kick the shit out of her in her afterlife. Why is Cuphead so ruthless? Don't you get the soul contract after you kill them? But she also died in front of her kids. Now we move on to the Phantom Express. This was the level that I thought would break me because of the final phase, but you'll see. I think the first phase is a really good example of the really weird gremlin Cuphead enemies, but it's still a cool enemy. I just think it looks really weird. The second phase though looks more natural. Well, I mean, as natural as a dead skeleton could look. This phase is pretty time consuming, but overall it was kinda easy. I'm kinda noticing this challenge isn't really that hard, and that might be because spread shot's not really a bad weapon, or maybe I just got better at the game. It's one of the two. I mean, I'd like to say I'm pretty good at the game. I mean, I'm not amazing or anything, but I'm pretty decent. But I've said this once and I've said this twice. Why does this train look so cursed at the end? I know this is the engine, but why does he look so cursed? Like, look at his face. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but like, seriously, dude, you need to go see a chiropractor. He looks like he's cringing the entire time. Now it's time to move on to King Dice. I've noticed that this video isn't really that longer than I'd like it to be, but to be fair, there isn't really much to extend here. I think from now on I'll stop doing part 1 and part 2s. I'll just combine them both together. Also, I want to start doing other games that'd be cool with you guys because I'm getting kind of bored of Cuphead, I've noticed recently. That's why I've been taking so many breaks and whatnot. For this first fight here, I always go for 2 because it's the easiest one to actually kill, because number 3 is just, well, I have like no reach, so we don't talk about that. And number 1 is just pointless. Like, why would I go to number 1 when I just go to number 2? Moving on now, it's time to move on to the flying level, but the easy one, because I don't know his name, alright? This one's actually pretty easy. All you need to do is dodge the blue capes and don't get hit by a horseshoe. That's really all you need to do. Also, I'm just questioning, if there's, plane battles going on in the sky above a racetrack, why are the racers still there? Wouldn't, like, shrapnel and stuff be falling down and injuring them? And those giant horseshoes look lethal, so I don't know, just saying. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the 8-ball, arguably the easiest boss the entirety of Cuphead. If you think this guy's hard, I'm sorry, you're just bad at the game. I don't mean to be rude, but you're just bad, I'm sorry. The strat here is literally just standing under him and dodging all his projectiles, and spread shot's actually a pretty solid weapon during this fight, so yeah. Finishing out with that, it was time to move on to the final phase. Alright, we are 1 dice roll away from beating this guy, or at least going on to the final phase, and since I'm really good at the game, Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, maybe I should just shut my mouth sometimes. I eventually made my way back to where I was at originally before I, you know, let's not even talk about it. I had to fight the domino guy, but yeah, it's whatever. The domino guy was easy as always. I only took 1 hit of damage here because I guess I suck, I don't know. But, yeah. Also, side note here, how many of you guys actually know how to play dominoes? Like, the actual game? Because when I played that, all I would do was just stack up dominoes and knock them over. Anyway, it's time to move on to the final phase. I legitimately just learned while playing this that you can parry the hearts that kind of come off of the cards. I legitimately thought this might be impossible with Chalice. So, I'm dumb, I guess, I don't know. Also, it was kind of cool that I could do maximum EX damage by going inside his head, so that's nice. Now it's time to move on to the final fight, the Devil. I think I'm noticing a trend here where part 2 has been honestly pretty easy with no real challenges, but part 1 was actually kind of difficult, so that's interesting. I considered doing the DLC here, but ultimately decided against it because, yeah, of course you can beat the DLC spread shot only. I'm lazy. What do you want from me? This first phase here was generally pretty easy, so we're gonna move on to the second phase because I don't know. This phase was interesting because all I really did was I just kind of shot up at his eyeballs and dodge axes and then parried the bombs. It was pretty fun, I guess. I mean, there wasn't really too much of a challenge here, but yeah. I think my strategy for this phase was just murdering the henchman first, then going after him. I think the middle platform is the easiest one to defend because if they try to shoot down at you, you can just shoot them. Yeah, his crybaby phase where he just sits here and cry, I don't really have any words for it. It's the easiest phase of this entire boss. The only part where it's kind of hard is like dodging little coins. That's the only hard part about it, but it's too short for that to even really be that necessary. And just like that, I'd beaten Cuphead spread shot only like a month after the original video came out, so I have a great upload schedule. I think recently I just haven't really known what kind of challenges to do because I have a bunch of ideas, obviously, but I don't know, I want to do something that's fun for me to do and entertaining, I guess. I have been thinking of doing some Fallout 4, Fallout from New Vegas, or just Skyrim challenges lately, so maybe I'll start doing some of those. The whole reason I started this channel was because I liked the challenge videos I saw on Min Squad's channel. I recommend. He makes a lot of challenge videos, so I like that. So that's why I started doing challenge videos here. So I think I don't know, I might start doing some more challenges for different games. I'm just not sure what to do yet. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.